This conference will now be recorded.
Hello guys, in today's session we are going to start a new module, that is payroll, and in this module we are going to view a basic configuration which is required for processing payroll. Let me explain a few things here. SAP Payroll is one of the key modules in SAP HCM, and this is used to calculate remuneration. Remuneration is for what? Work done by the employee. For that we are going to pay him, and for that we are configuring few details here, view basic configuration, and we are going to see those configuration in today's session. Generally you can say that in payroll that is based on payroll drivers, and the payroll driver considered as an administrative and legal regulations of the country while defining the payroll. And there are other main two drivers are there, and payroll schemas are there. So let me just quickly show you few configuration here. And before that, if you want to run a payroll into a background, so let me show you that how you can do it. For that, you have to click on systems, services, and click on jobs and define jobs. Let me show you. Click on here systems, click on services, click on jobs, and in define jobs you have to click on that so that you can run a payroll in background. So we'll start our basic configuration. Click on SPRO, SAP reference IMG, personnel management, execute this. In personnel management, you have to navigate to personnel administration here. Click on basic pay. First, you have to click on payroll data. So payroll data is here. Click on payroll data. And in payroll data, you have to click on basic pay. And the first option is define employee subgroup grouping for PCR and collective agreement provision. So execute this. Enter your country grouping. So 40 is for India. And in this tab, you will get details of employees subgroup and employee group. Let me just explain you about what is mean by PCR. PCR is a, you can say that it is an instruction to execute defined tasks in time management and payroll. So for the PCR, personnel calculation rule consists of one or more operations. Also, it contain one or more sub areas. You can say that PCR is a frame of work that including instruction that is checked with the existing condition and the resulting actions is performed. And in this, you can allow one wage type to process in different ways. So you can decide here whether the employees are on hourly wage earners or monthly or salaried employees. So you can define those things here. So let me just, in this step, what we are going to configure, we are going to assign a ESG for PCR. That means for employee subgroup grouping, we are assigning PCR. So first, you have to click on the position and you have to enter your employee group. If you remember, for our company's configuration, employee group is C and employee subgroup is CC. So let me just enter that C and CC. So you will get a permanent employee. Employee group is permanent employee. For that, we have given a code C, an employee subgroup, that is CC for salaried employee. And here you have to assign 3. Let me just show you what is mean by 3. For that, you have to right click on your keyboard and click on help. So you will get list of employees of grouping personal calculation rules here. So first option is for hourly wage earners, second is for periodic payments, third is for salaried employees, and fourth is for payment whether it is public service sector. So I'll select for salaried employees 3 number. So close this, enter 3 in this ESG, and the next select ESG for CAP and click on F1 or help. You can directly click on F1 or help. So in this section also, I can select salaried employees, enter 3, click on enter and save your value. Click on continue. So we have assigned a PCR to our employee subgroup group. Click on back, and the next configuration, define reason for change. You are going to define a reason for changing salary, whether it is appraisal, whether it is change of pay, whether it is suspension without pay. So you can define whatever the reasons. You can define a reason here. So click on new entries. I have given a code 12 and I'm going to give a appraisal reason, and for identification purpose I will give VI appraisal so that I can understand that is our configuration. Click on back. So if you observe here, our configuration is here. So next step is check pay scale type. Click on back and the next option is check pay scale type. So you will get this kind of pay scale types in your organization, whether it is finance department, developers or production. You can define your scale types. And recently I have configured a pay scale type human resources. So how to create that I will show you here. Click on new entries, enter a code for your pay scale type and just type your long text here and save your entry. I have already created one human resources here. So this is the way to create your pay scale type. Save your entries and click on back. Now the next configuration is check pay scale area. So whatever the pay scale areas you have divided, so you have to check here, and other, if you want to create a new pay scale area, you can create from this section. If you observe here, there are two options that is already configured. One is for Bangalore location, pay scale area is Bangalore location, and other option is for rest of India. So my company is in Mumbai, and that includes in rest of India. That's why I'm not going to create a new section here, because my whatever configuration I have created in my company, that will include in this configuration. Otherwise, if you want to create for any other country, you can simply click here. You can give a code here and enter a text here and save your values. So this is the way to create or check pay scale area. And the next configuration is check assignment of pay scale structure to enterprise structure. Click on that. And here, first click on position, and system is asking you about personnel area. If you remember your personal area, enter a code for your personal area. VIM is our configuration, and for VIM personal area, we have further these sub areas like finance, HR, marketing, and production, where you need to assign a personal area, personal sub area. That, no, not a personal sub area, pay scale area. So in previous step, whatever we have seen, we have two options. One is for Bangalore and next is for rest of India. So my company is included in rest of India. So I will select rest of India here. And then in next column, you have option of pay scale type. So we have seen pay scale types, which are divided into four parts like finance, developer, production, and human resource. So let me select human resource. Enter your values and save. So this is the configuration where I have assigned pay scale type, or you can say that pay scale type 0 to, and pay scale here I have assigned a pay scale type, and here I have assigned pay scale area. As per your requirement, you can assign here. You can create any pay scale type as per your requirement and give them name, save your values, and click on back. And let me show you further configuration, that is determine default for pay scale data, where you have to maintain a default value here. If you remember, 5 is for permanent employee, we have given in our configuration. For employee grouping, if you remember, in employee grouping for permanent employee, we have given a 5 number code here. To click on that, click on employee subgroup, and here first you can assign your employee subgroup. So for permanent employee, my employee subgroup is CC. Let me just create employee subgroup here, enter CC and click on transfer. And further, you have to click on your employee subgroup and click on create and you will get a return value option where you have to assign your pay scale type and pay scale area. So my pay scale type is HR and my pay scale area is 0. So I have assigned both the values here, HR and 0. Click on transfer. Now save your entry by Ctrl S. Click on check and click on activate. So our feature is generated successfully. So this is to determine the default pay scale data. Click on back, and the next step is define hourly rate with several decimal base. Define hourly rate with several decimal places. In this section, first you have to click on currencies. You have to define your currency here. I think already someone has defined here. Let me just check. Yes. So INR is a Indian rupees, that is already defined here. If that is not defined, you have to click on new entries and you have to enter a code first. Then you have to enter a long text here, short text here, and click on this option primary. So this is the way to create a currency. Click on back, and the next configuration is check and change view. Check and change view, assign pay scale. So in this section, you have to create a pay scale type similar to this one. Here, first you have to give a code, and then you have to give pay scale description here, pay scale area text description here, and start date, end date. And further, the currency. Let me just create a new one. Click on new entries. Here, type. Click on this drop down option. You will get for which type you want to create your configuration. I would like to create for human resources. The next section, click on drop down, and now my company is into rest of India. That means my company is in Mumbai, so I'll select second option here. Click on help. You will get this kind of list where you have to select whether that is for industrial worker or for any other type. So for the time being, I'll select 3 for salaried employee. Enter for salaried employee and enter start date and end date. Let me just give one standard date. So you can enter this kind of date in SAP. Further, maintain a currency. INR is our currency. Click on enter and save. So here you have successfully created a second type here, pay scale area text. So click on back, close this, and click on the next option, that is revise pay scale group and level. You have to select pay scale type here. We are configuring for human resources. Select that and pay scale area. that is included in the option number 2. So you will get this kind of screen where already one configuration is there. If you want to create a new one, you can create new. So let me just give a grouping 2. Let me just give another grouping here. And so in this section, what I'm going to do, I will create 3 parts, that is for senior management, mid-level management, and lower level. So select a date like this: 11180031129999, and you have to define a range here, which is into amount. So I'll select one amount here, that is 40 lakh. 40 lakh. Now I would like to create for management. Similarly, maintain a date, and here you can decide what management level range in amount. So that is 20 lakh. And for lower level, maintain similar date. So with this code, already one entry exists. That's why it is showing an error. So save your entries and click on back. So I have just shown you for how to configure that. That is, one configuration is already present, so there is no need to create one more again. But for your understanding, I have shown you. Next configuration we are going to see, that is define pay scale salary ranges. Click on that. And here you have to create a similar structure like this. First, you can define here what kind of pay scale type you have. Then personnel's pay scale area, and ESG, whether that is for lower level or middle level, and enter dates here. So this is the way to create a pay scale salary range. Let me just show you. You can create from this section. You can enter a pay scale type which we have assigned, that is HR. Pay scale area 02. Why we are selecting 02? Because my configuration is under rest of India. If you want to see what is mean by ESG cap, click on help. So that is here. You will get salaried employees or whether they are worker, hourly wage workers. You have to select from this section. For the time being, I'll create for salaried employee. That's why select salary. And here you can select your senior management level, lower and middle level management. And assign the grouping. And here you can maintain salary margins where you can define what will be the minimum and what will be the maximum. So for minimum for senior management level, we can define it 31 lakhs because we have decided upper limit 40 lakh. So 40 lakh, and we have selected these minimum and maximum values. And now next option is salary is not in the area allowed. Click on warning, that is already selected, keep as it is and click on enter and try to save your entry. So your data was saved. Now similarly you can create it for mid management and lower level. Let me just quickly enter data here. Here I will select mid management and now I will select a range that is for, we have selected I think 20, yes, we have selected 20 lakh as maximum. So I have to select 11 lakh minimum and maximum 20 lakh. Enter your values and type to save. So one configuration is already present here. So system is telling you that an entry already exists with the same key. So let me just, so this is the way you can create pay scale for annual salaries. So salary for senior management, salary for mid management, and what is salary for lower management, where you are defining minimum and maximum limit here. So this is the way. Save your entries and click on back. Now the next configuration is related to wage type. In wage type, you have to create wage type catalog first. So let me just show you how it will look like. You will get this kind of pop-up screen. First, you have to select copy, which is already selected here, and click on continue. So you will get this kind of screen related to wage type, and you will get salary component options like basic, HRA, LTA, medical allowance. All these wage types you will get, and whatever in your organization required, you can copy from this standard wage types. Let me show you how you can do that. First, you have to, I have already configured for basic and HRA. So how I have done, I will show you for other options. For basic, I have selected a code MB10. Let me show you here. Just scroll down. Then MB10, that is a standard SAP pre-delivered wage type. You have to copy this if you want to create your own wage types. So how to do that? You have to enter a custom code here, and whatever the wage type long text you have to enter, and here short text. and whatever you have created, click on that and click on copy, so that as per your requirement you can create your own wage types. So I have already configured for basic and HRA. Let me show you two more so that we can create 4 wage types here. These are the standard wage types like M200, M210. So let me just select this LTA and I'll give a code for 1003 of this section. Enter wage type text for what you want to and click on enter. And let me just create one more convenience. So I would like to create one wage type that is related to convenience in my organization. So I have given a short code here, convenience and long text. Clicked on enter. And now select these two wage types which you want to copy and click on copy. So here you will get option to see whether you will get errors or it will successfully maintain. So 0 errors means you have configured successfully. Let me show you further configuration. In similar way, you can create so many wage types as per your organization's requirement, basic HRA, LTA, medical allowance, or any other components of your salary. Let me just click on exit. And the next step is check wage type group basic pay. Check wage type group basic pay. I think that is not saved properly. Let me just create one more time. Let me just create one first and try to copy this. Just a minute, guys. So guys, one mistake, we have forgot to untick this test run. So that's why we are getting error. So remember this step, which is very important. Whenever you are going to create new wage type, you have to untick this test run. Let me again create wage types here, whatever we have configured for LTA. Let me just give and try one more time. I have given code 1003 and one more I have selected medical. No, I have selected convenience, right? So for convenience, I have given code 1004. You have to select entire row, whatever wage types you would like to copy. Confirm that you have selected both values, and now first you have to click on uncheck this test run, and then you have to click on copy. And now click on exit and see whether they will be in your wage type list. See guys, 1003 and 1004. So one important thing to remember, that you have to untick the test run while copying this wage type. So these four wage types we have selected: basic, HRA, LTA, and convenience. And the next configuration is we have seen check wage type group and basic pay. Now see check wage type catalog. In check wage type catalog, you have to first to check wage type text. You have to cross check whatever the text you have entered, that is correct or not. You will get opportunity here. So we have entered basic, HRA, LTA, convenience, that is visible. So check this and click on back. And the next step is to check entry permissibility of per info type. Check entry permissibility per info type. So we'll see what it is. So for basic, that date has been maintained. For HRA, so all our configurations are here. Click on back. And now next configuration is define wage type permissibility for wage type for each PS and ESG. In this section, what you have to do, you have to select the wage type and check 1, 2, 3. That means number 1, 2, and 3 has a 1 to be assigned to ESS and PS group. Let me show you here. So our configuration is basic, HRA, LTA, and convenience. So let me show you LTA first. And for that, you have to double click on this info type, this code wage type. Double click on that. So you will get this kind of screen. And in this, you have to check for EE subgroup grouping and personal sub area. In this section, you will get these numbers. And in these numbers, you have to check whether 1, 2, 3, these three options, that one is assigned or not. You have to cross check. And in next section, person sub area. Further, you have to check whether this 1, 2, 3 have one is assigned or not. So that is already assigned. So you have checked. Now click on back. And the next configuration, check wage type characteristic. You have to just check characteristic here. For which wage type you would like to check, click on that, double click on that, and in this section you have to check whether add to total is assigned with a code, double click or not. If that is not marked with a right symbol, you have to mark this checkbox. And in time unit means here you need to assign a time unit. Let me just check which time units are available here, whether you want to assign hours, minutes, days, weeks, months. I'll assign here percentage. Here is you will get percent option. So you have to check these two important sections and one more, rewritable. You have to click on this rewritable. That means that is already checked, so you don't need to do anything here. Click on enter and save. So you can similarly check for other wage types. Let me just check for convenience. In this section that is already selected, add to total and rewritable. Here just select time unit measurement. I would like to take this value in percentage. So I have selected percentage. Click on enter and save. And the next configuration is you have to check employee subgroup for primary wage type. Country grouping 40. And here you have to select your employee grouping. For our configuration for BI industries, employee grouping is C and D. C is for permanent employee and D is for contractual. Let me just select this C. C is for permanent employee. And which value you would like to assign, you have to click on help. Or otherwise, we are configuring for salaried employee, so ES grouping is 3. So in similar way, you can create for contractual also. And now click on back. And the last configuration, that is person sub area for primary wage type. Execute this. And in this section, click on position and search your personnel area. So my personnel area is VIM. So VIM related searches and their sub areas will display here, like finance, HR, marketing, and production. So in this section, you need to assign PS grouping. Our PS grouping is 3. So assign PS grouping here. And save your value. And data was saved. So this is the one basic configuration that we have to do for payroll section. And apart from that, we have further configuration, but we'll see that in our next session. So we will connect back in next session, guys, to continue further configuration related to payroll. Thank you.